General Hospital.
Port Charles is no stranger to conflict, but the latest developments could push several familiar faces toward life-changing decisions. Just when Willow believed she was finally gaining control of her future, a new challenge emerges that threatens to disrupt everything she has worked so hard to rebuild. At the same time, tensions continue rising between Josslyn and Cassius, creating a confrontation that could have consequences far beyond what either of them expects. For Willow, the past several months have been a journey filled with uncertainty. She has fought through emotional setbacks, difficult choices, and unexpected obstacles. Each time she managed to regain her footing, another complication seemed to appear. Friends and family have watched her struggle, hoping that eventually she would find a sense of peace. Unfortunately, peace may once again be slipping out of reach. What begins as a seemingly ordinary situation quickly develops into something far more complicated. Willow starts noticing that events around her no longer feel connected by coincidence. Small details begin standing out. Conversations seem different. Certain people appear unusually interested in matters that should not concern them. At first, she dismisses her concerns. After everything she has experienced, it would be easy to assume stress is affecting her judgment. But the uneasy feeling refuses to disappear. The more Willow pays attention, the more convinced she becomes that something significant is happening behind the scenes. As she starts looking for answers, she discovers that several people around her may be hiding important information. Whether they are doing so to protect her or protect themselves remains unclear. Either way, Willow realizes she cannot ignore the warning signs any longer. Meanwhile, elsewhere in Port Charles, a completely different storm is beginning to form. Josslyn has never been afraid to stand up for herself. Those closest to her know that once she believes she is fighting for the right cause, very little can convince her to back down. That determination is about to be tested in a major way. Her growing conflict with Cassius starts with a disagreement that initially appears manageable. Differences of opinion are common in Port Charles. People argue, they make mistakes, they eventually move forward. This situation feels different. The more Josslyn learns about Cassius and his recent actions, the more concerned she becomes. Questions begin piling up. Why has Cassius been behaving so cautiously? Why does he seem determined to keep certain information hidden? And what exactly is he afraid might be discovered? The answers remain frustratingly out of reach. Yet Josslyn refuses to stop searching. Her persistence soon places her on a collision course with Cassius, who appears equally determined to protect his own interests. Friends begin noticing the growing tension between them. Simple conversations become heated exchanges. Routine encounters become uncomfortable. Neither side seems willing to compromise. As the conflict intensifies, people throughout Port Charles start choosing sides. Some believe Josslyn is asking important questions that deserve answers. Others argue that she may be making assumptions without understanding the full story. The division creates even more tension. What was once a private disagreement slowly transforms into a public struggle that attracts attention from all corners of town. Back in Willow's world, new revelations continue emerging. A surprising discovery forces her to reconsider recent events from an entirely different perspective. Suddenly, situations that once appeared unrelated begin connecting in unexpected ways. The realization is both shocking and unsettling. If her suspicions are correct, the problems she faces may be far larger than she initially imagined. Adding to the pressure is the fact that several important relationships are now hanging in the balance. Trust becomes increasingly difficult. Every conversation feels loaded with uncertainty. Every promise comes with questions. Willow desperately wants to believe that the people closest to her are being honest, yet circumstances keep giving her reasons to doubt. As doubts grow stronger, she finds herself facing an impossible choice. Should she continue trusting those around her, or should she prepare herself for the possibility that someone she cares about is keeping a devastating secret? The emotional weight becomes overwhelming. Even the strongest people have limits. Willow may be approaching hers. Meanwhile, Josslyn's determination to uncover the truth continues, creating new complications. Her investigation into Cassius leads her toward information that could change everything. What she discovers raises even more questions. Rather than providing clarity, each new piece of information reveals additional layers of mystery. Cassius notices her growing interest and becomes increasingly guarded. The more Josslyn pushes for answers, the more difficult he becomes to read. Some residents begin wondering whether Cassius is simply protecting himself from unnecessary scrutiny. Others suspect there may be a deeper reason behind his behavior. Whatever the truth may be, one thing becomes clear. Neither Josslyn nor Cassius is willing to walk away. Their conflict continues escalating.
The situation reaches another turning point when an unexpected encounter forces them into direct confrontation. The exchange is tense. Both have strong opinions. Both believe they are justified. Neither is prepared to surrender their position. People who witness the confrontation immediately recognize its significance. This is no longer a minor disagreement. Something bigger is unfolding. The consequences could affect multiple lives throughout Port Charles. At the same time, Willow finds herself confronted with information she never expected to receive. The revelation challenges assumptions she has been carrying for months. It forces her to question motives. It forces her to reevaluate relationships. Most importantly, it forces her to decide what kind of future she truly wants. The answers do not come easily. Every possibility seems connected to risk. Every choice appears capable of creating new complications. Yet avoiding a decision is no longer an option. Events are moving too quickly. As pressure builds from all directions, Willow discovers strengths she did not realize she possessed. Rather than allowing fear to control her, she begins taking a more active role in uncovering the truth. Her determination surprises some people. Others see it as proof of how much she has grown. Regardless of their opinions, everyone recognizes that Willow is no longer willing to remain on the sidelines. She wants answers, and she intends to find them. Elsewhere, those closest to Josslyn begin expressing concern about how deeply involved she has become in her conflict with Cassius. They worry that her pursuit of the truth may place important relationships at risk. Josslyn understands those concerns. However, she believes walking away would be a mistake. In her mind, unanswered questions are often more dangerous than uncomfortable truths. That belief continues guiding her forward. As days pass, the distance between suspicion and revelation grows smaller. Pieces of the puzzle slowly start falling into place. Unexpected connections emerge. Long-forgotten details gain new importance. Individuals who seemed unrelated suddenly become central to the story. The complexity of the situation leaves Port Charles buzzing with speculation. Everyone wants answers. Everyone has theories. Very few people know what is actually coming next. The uncertainty creates an atmosphere filled with anticipation. For Willow, the challenge becomes maintaining focus amid growing chaos. For Josslyn, the challenge becomes deciding how far she is willing to go in pursuit of the truth. For Cassius, the challenge may be keeping control of a situation that is rapidly becoming impossible to manage. As these storylines continue colliding, the potential for dramatic consequences grows larger. Relationships could change forever. Friendships could be tested. Alliances could shift. And secrets that remained hidden for far too long may finally come to light. By the time the dust settles, several lives could look very different. The questions facing Port Charles remain as compelling as ever.
Will Willow overcome her latest crisis and emerge stronger than before? Will Josslyn uncover the answers she has been searching for? What role does Cassius truly play in the mystery surrounding these events? And when the truth finally arrives, who will be prepared to face it? One thing seems certain: the coming days promise emotional confrontations, difficult decisions, and revelations that could reshape the lives of some of Port Charles's most familiar faces. The closer everyone gets to the truth, the harder it becomes to ignore. And in Port Charles, the truth has a way of changing everything. If you enjoyed this General Hospital spoiler discussion, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share your predictions below and let everyone know what you think will happen next for Willow, Josslyn, and Cassius.